Hello and welcome to Effective Rate. My name's Jeff, I'm glad you're here. Let's just jump right in. In this video, we'll use the effect function to convert a nominal rate to an effective interest rate. And don't miss exercise 3. We'll use this function to uncover the loan that looks the best but actually costs the most. Let's head to the first exercise. Exercise 1. The effect function converts a nominal annual interest rate to an effective annual interest rate. So what's the difference? The nominal rate is the stated interest rate, often referred to as the APR. The effective rate, on the other hand, actually accounts for compounding. This is often referred to as the APY, or annual percentage yield. So what's compounding? This means that interest is earned not only on the original amount, but also on the interest previously earned. That means interest is being earned on interest. And this compounding effect adds up over time. And if you viewed any of my previous finance function videos, like the payment function video, you'll note that we actually use the periodic rate. So what's that? The periodic rate is simply the nominal interest rate divided by the number of periods. And not to worry, because the other functions we've covered, like the payment function, automatically account for the compounding. So to get us warmed up, let's say we're going to invest in a 1-year CD where interest is compounded monthly. This means that every month we earn interest on not only the original balance, but also on any interest earned up to that point. So let's say we're going to invest $10,000 into a CD. The APR, or the nominal rate, is 4%. To compute the actual interest we're going to earn over the year, we need to find out the effective rate, or the APY. To do that, we'll use Excel's effect function. Equals effect. The first argument is the nominal rate, and that's the rate we've stored in C11, comma. The next argument is the number of periods. Since this CD compounds monthly, there's 12 months in a year, so we use the number 12. We close function and enter. As we can see, the effective annual rate is actually 4.07. That's because interest is being earned on previous interest. To calculate the total interest that we'll earn over the year, we simply go equals our investment amount times the APY in C14, enter. And we can see that with compounded interest, we expect to earn 407.42. Now that we're warmed up with all the terminology, all the different kinds of rates, let's go to the next exercise, exercise 2. Let's say we want to put some money in a CD. We look around and there's a bunch of CD options. And although the APY is typically listed, we can use this function to help us double check the offers, understand the math, and spot issues. So we're considering one of these 4 CDs. The first one is 6 months, the second one is 9 months, the third one is 12 months, and the fourth one is 18 months. And we've gathered all the APRs and put those in column D. We've also noted the compounding periods, and those are listed in column E. To make it easier to compute the effective rate for all of these different CDs, we're going to go ahead and convert the compounding period into the number of periods, so it's easy to pass that as our second function argument. So if it compounds monthly, there's 12 periods in a year. Quarterly, there's 4 periods in a year. Annually, there's 1 period in a year. And daily, there's 365 periods in a year. With those periods in column F, let's write our formula in column G. Equals effect. Okay, the nominal rate comes from column D, comma, and the number of periods comes from column F. Close the function and enter. And now we can easily fill this formula down. So what's this telling us? Well, this gives us an easy way to compare all these different combination of rates and compounding periods. And now that we've used this function to compute how much interest we would earn, let's flip it around. Let's see how we can use this if we're taking out a loan. In other words, if we're the one paying the interest. Exercise 3. Let's say we need to borrow some money, and we have a few different loan options. For example, we could get a home equity line of credit from a credit union. We could get an online personal loan, a loan from a friend, or a traditional bank loan. They all have similar nominal rates, and so we've listed those out in column C. They also have different compounding periods, and we've listed those in column D. So if we really wanted to compare these and account for the compounding periods, let's calculate the effective rate. So we can quickly translate the compounding period into the number of periods in a year, and we'll do that in column E. For example, if it's compounded daily, there's 365 periods in a year. Quarterly, there's 4 periods. Annually, there's 1 period. And monthly, there's 12 periods. With column E set, now let's move to column F and calculate our effective annual rate. Once again, we'll use the effect function, and the first argument is the nominal rate. Those are the rates we've documented in column C, comma. The number of periods are those in column E. Close function and enter. Let's go ahead and fill this formula down. Now let's take a look around here. Okay, that's interesting. This home equity line of credit has a 10% APR, but since it's compounded daily, the effective rate is 10.52%. And that could be surprising, because here the online personal loan actually has a higher APR at 10.1%. But since it's only compounded quarterly, the effective annual rate is only 10.49%. So surprisingly, this loan has a higher APR, but it actually has a lower effective rate. So once again, this effect function allows us to really compare loans, given their various APRs and compounding periods. So, as you can see, this function allows us to determine the effective annual interest rate. This can be very helpful when we're comparing different loans or different investment opportunities that have different nominal rates along with different compounding periods. Hopefully this has been helpful. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day. Hey Excel user, if you ever need to create summary reports, check out my pivot table for beginners video. It starts at the beginning and shows how to store the data transactions in a table and then how to summarize those transactions with a pivot table report. I hope it helps unlock the incredible power of pivot tables.
This video is a production of Excel University.